What's up guys, it's Tommy from Galpin Autosports, and behind me I have a Foxx Hunt truck. So how this project came about is we were filming our Car Kings episode and we wanted to pay homage to vehicles that we had done in the past. One of them, which was identified, was the Foxx Hunt truck that we built back in the 70s. This vehicle started off life as a regular black F-150 XLT trim with a V8 in it, single cab, short bed. So again, it was a very unique vehicle to start off with, but we started with that and built an homage to our Foxx Hunt that we built many years ago. True to how the old vehicle was done, we kept all the chrome. We went with a Weston winch carrier because again, that truck originally had a winch up front. We took the original Foxx Hunt design, reverse engineered it, and made it into a 20-inch size versus the 17 that came off the original Foxx Hunt. We wrapped it in some Yokohama Geolandar X18 tires, and then for suspension, our friends over at Roush supplied their Roush Foxx 2.0 kit, which is a coilover setup up front and shocks in the rear. Paint work on it, custom paneling work on it, which was done by a very good friend of ours, which goes by Hot Dog. We gave him the inspiration and he came up with the actual theme and the final colors with it. What we've done here is we incorporated the colors you see on the exterior into the interior. So I had a fun trip down that I went to the garment district here in downtown LA and I found appropriate, materials that matched. So the leather was easy enough. Our vendors, through our leather vendors, were able to source it. But the insert, the plaid insert, was something that we had to source, which this is what we ended up going with, that pulls in the colors on the outside and ties in the inside with it as well. So come on and let's take a look at the interior. So we went to Linkswell and they provided us with their Tesla style screen, which controls everything from your AC, your radio, your navigation, and even it can play movies when you're stopped. So it gives a lot of features that you could control out of that one screen, and it's a cool upgrade to have. So a lot of customers who own trucks of this generation opt to change out their classic looking dash for something like this that looks newer and more modern. And then we wanted to also make sure that the car has an awesome sound system. So what we did is we built and incorporated a custom sound system to the vehicle. So you can see over there on the A-pillar, we've actually installed the mid-range speakers up on the A-pillar. We have tweeters installed in there on the door pods right here. So you have your tweeters, your mid-range, and you have the third component of your three-way speakers out in the door. In addition to the amazing sound system, we did another retro throwback and installed a CB radio and an 8-track player. Because again, the original Foxx Hunt that we built had those items, so you can see it down there. We actually installed those items as well. And believe it or not, this actually has a Starlight LED headliner on it as well. So there's a suede headliner that we put Starlight LEDs on there, so you could have the starry night sky above you as you're driving down the road. Lastly, we added a creature comfort. When these trucks get lifted, it's harder to get in and out of, so we wanted to make it easy. So we reached out to Amp Steps and we got their module and their brackets, and we custom made a chrome tubular step and made it to their mechanism. So everything works together, and when you're using it, it pops down, and when you don't, it folds back up. Let me show you guys how it works. And then next we can move on to the engine. But as the door closes, you can see that the step will hide away, giving you maximum clearance. So keep in mind this truck actually gets used, so it's a little bit dirty under here, but again, we use it, we've taken it off-road, and it's actually been put through its paces. Underneath the hood, again, this truck started out with a 5.0 V8, which is a rare to be found in these trucks. And what we did is we supercharged it. So we reached out to our friends at Roush Performance, and they set us up with their Phase 2 Roush supercharger for this V8 F-150. This thing's putting out about 750 horsepower at the crank. The kit came with cold air intake box, the Roush supercharger, intercooler, and a bunch of goodies to make sure that the engine can comfortably make that power and give you the performance that you need. So again, we talked about chrome. Chrome was a big thing back in the 70s, so we wanted to carry that on. And we wanted to do a light bar rack or a headache rack. And as simple as these are, one was not available for this generation truck. So we had one of our trusted fabricators build this, and then we tied it into the bed mounting points inside the cab, and we installed the KC lights up top. You'll notice that these fender flares look different than what's traditionally available for F-150s. We reached out to our friends over at RTR, and Von Gittin and his crew gave us these RTR F-150 fender flares that are unique to his builds. But for this project, they wanted to be a part of it, and we incorporated their flares. And we named this truck, rightfully so, Foxx Hunt II, because again, the first one that we were modeling this after was named the Foxx Hunt I. Looking at the tailgate, in that era when trucks were built, you'll see a lot of murals done. So we had Hot Dog, our painter, do a custom mural on the back of this one that I think really truly captures the essence of the truck. So to wrap things up, there's nothing better than to be sitting in the cab of this truck and hearing that V8 rumble along with a supercharger. So we installed a Roush Performance exhaust. And I don't want you guys to take my word for it. Let's go take it for a drive and you let me know what you think. All right, so we have a V8, which you normally do not find on these trucks. So it's already, this truck has a leg up over a regular, F-150, or at least most of them. So we're equipped with a V8. What else can make it better than to do a supercharger? And let's listen to that thing. Listen to it, can't even hook up traction, and it's just winding through the gears. So that Roush exhaust lets it sing, and the engine and the supercharger just do their thing as well. This project was very fun for me because we got to do a lot of unique things on it. It's nice having everyone on the team that you can give them a task and they can figure out what we need to get done and execute the project. So to recap what we did, the vehicle, this vehicle started off as a single cab short bed F-150. We had ordered it with a V8 engine. Right off the bat, we knew that we wanted to even up the horsepower more than what the regular V8 comes with. So we reached out to our friends at Roush, and we got the Roush Phase 2 Supercharger. Threw that on, which comes with their upgraded intercooler, intake, and all their goodies. We wanted to go a step further, so we told the guys at Roush, hey, we want to make this thing sound awesome. And we told them to give us their best exhaust that they have available, so they gave us their performance exhaust that they have set up for these F-150s. Not only is the sound amazing, it doesn't drone on the highway speed. You get a little bit, but that's inevitable, but it's nothing that it's unbearable, and it complements the truck quite well. And ironically enough, fuel efficiency, if you drive it conservatively, it's not that bad. If you drive it, like I am, yeah, it's pretty bad. And then coupled with the suspension, so we put the Foxx 2.0 coilovers up front, shocks in the rear. We have the 20-inch custom wheels made, wrapped with Yokohama tires. The truck gives you a very nice compliant ride, and it feels great. It could take the power, it's handling it well, and honestly, it's a truck that I love to drive. Yeah, everything about it. It's loud, it's flashy, I'm all about it. Let's listen to that V8.